Heroes Toy Reviews is not intended for children or anyone under the age of 17.
On today's Hebrew Toy Reviews, we will be looking at classic Star Trek movie series, Khan!
Hebrew77 here, and welcome to a brand new YouTube channel. This is Hebrew's Toy Reviews. But this is the 1983 Junk Jetpack. Hey, I just broke his crotch. What do you think about her?
Totally.
I was playing tennis with
Some games. This is the owner, Daniel.
Hello everybody and welcome to Hebrew's Toy Reviews. And today on Hebrew's Toy Reviews, we'll be talking about the Star Trek movie series, classic Star Trek. This is what they're trying to do here is take the old Playmates classic action figures, of which I have quite a few of them, and sort of relaunch or do an anniversary type thing, because it is the 40th year anniversary when they first originally came out with these toys. And I gotta say, the Playmates Star Trek figures were one of my favorite toy lines of the 90s. And even though I had pretty much outgrown collecting toys at the time, I did manage to collect the Star Trek Next Generation action figures of that line at the time, although I did come in a little late, as I did it after the series had ended. And I will have a Star Trek month, January or maybe February, but we'll talk about all that and a whole lot more after the review. For today, let's get down to the review. Here is what I think is a Walmart toy exclusive, and I picked up this guy for around $12 and something, which is actually more expensive than the original line. Now, as everybody knows, you could get on eBay or even go to a collector store and pick these up for about $5, $6, $7 an action figure. And I do have quite a few of these still in the package. As you know, I did Star Trek month, I think that's been about a year ago, and we will do another Star Trek month. Started with season 1 of the original series. Now on to what we're reviewing today, classic Star Trek movie series. And this is the classic Star Trek, which does include the original Playmates Star Trek Next Generation action figures as well. But this was the one that I saw and I picked up. And of course, this is Khan from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And as you can see, the Playmates logo is on the package. And you've got Khan with all of the weapons and stuff like that there, even the figure stand. And the original Khan, that was classic Star Trek that came from Playmates, I would have to say probably looks a little better. Now, am I going to take this out of the package? Well, I'm not really sure. Do I need to? I don't really have anything to compare them with. And as you can see, you can tell everything you need to know from just him being in the package. Looks like he comes with a few weapons here. And of course it says his full name here on the package. Khan Noonien San. And I probably messed that up, because all I've ever known him is Khan. That's all I've ever known him as. And so please, I know, I should know all my Star Trek. I know if I'm any kind of fan of Star Trek, but yeah, that's all I've never ever known him as is Khan. So you've got all of this stuff, and it says over here, galactic accessories, Starfleet phaser, bow of Cotty Ellis. I don't know what that is. Genesis control box. We know what that is. Bonus is the Star Trek movie action figure base, which is this right here. And on the back, and oh wait, before we get to the back, of course, this is Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and 40-year anniversary. Now we turn over the package, and we see some of the other figures. These are from the classic Star Trek line. You've got Captain Kirk and Captain Spock, or I'm sorry, Admiral Kirk and Captain Spock, who are in the movie as well. And of course, you've got, you know, it goes into detail on the weapons and stuff that he comes with. And let's go ahead and read some of this. The Starfleet phaser, you know what that is. It's a standard weapon issued by Starfleet. The phaser is capable of generating immense energy waves to annihilate a target. Well, apparently that was its only function in the original series, but in the Next Generation, of course, you could set your phaser to stun and merely stun an enemy or knock him out. It had different settings. Bow of City Eels. I know I'm not saying that correctly. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. City eels grow inside human brains and inhabit willpower, which lets Khan control his victims. Okay, so the earwigs is what I call them. Basically, they're called earwigs. That's what I didn't know that they had an official scientific name to them. I always called them just earwigs. Genesis control box. Stolen by Khan, this is used to target and designate the Genesis device. Okay, Starfleet action base, that's should be self-explanatory. You put your action figure on there, and that's it. It says Khan is always ready for action. So here is Khan's file card. And it says Clip and Collect Bio, which the Star Trek Next Generation figures did have bio cards, but they were cards that actually came in the package. You didn't have to clip anything off. Subject Khan. I'm not going to attempt to read the full name here. You can at home. Species human. Human augment. Rank former dictator. Assignment exiled to Ceti Alpha 5. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Seeking vengeance on James T. Kirk. Oh, make sure you can see this. Seeking vengeance on James T. Kirk, superhuman tyrant Khan hijacks a starship, steals the Genesis device, and sets a deadly trap for the crew of the Enterprise. Okay, there's a summary of the movie The Wrath of Khan. And yeah, so, and look at this. You even have a Q barcode. And on the barcode, it actually says for parents only. Now, they, of course, came out with these to be for adult collectors. And even though it can be for your kids, these action figures, it does say ages 4 and up. So it's not strictly just for collectors, like the other stuff is for. But they definitely have gone about and made this stuff for people who remember collecting the old Playmates Star Trek Next Generation action figures. Now, this is a Star Trek Generations action figure. This is Guinan. And you can see the price on there clearly says $7.99. And it comes with all the accessories. Now, I did not have another classic, but as you could tell, there is a difference in size a little bit. You could tell just by looking at the packaging, the size of this package versus the size of this packaging. So obviously the figures are going to be the older figures are going to be slightly taller than the newer ones. Now that could become a problem if you want to add some of the newer figures to your next generation collection and kind of blend them in or whatever. Now, what do I think of this new action figure line? Well, since this is the only figure I really have, I don't really know what to think. I'm going to have to get a few more figures. Now, I did see Kirk, and I think I might have seen Spock. We're going to have to wait. This is one of those wait and see. And I've seen the original Khan, and what I'll do now, since I don't actually have his action figures, I'll bring up here on the screen what the original Khan looked like in the Playmates collection, and maybe even the price, how much he costs right now. Now that you've seen that on your screen, you can also tell what he might look like outside of the package. And as you can see, he's got he's got his shirt open. Now, I thought originally that Khan was a little hairier than this. Speaking of hair, does it bother you that he sort of has almost like a Moe haircut, like from the Three Stooges? And it's like, business in the front, party in the back kind of thing. When the original Khan from the movies, you see a picture of the real Khan, it doesn't look like that at all. It's like 80s flock, But, and yeah, as you can see from this picture, he does seem to have a little bit more hair. And there's a scar also, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, if you're interested in buying these action figures in the stores, you can just as easily go on eBay and get them for a much cheaper price. But with the shipping, actually, is the thing. You might want to just check your collector, if you have a collector store nearby. That would probably be better, so you don't have to pay for shipping. And you might be able to find some of these guys, some of the original, like this, with free shipping. I don't know. And this is, still in the package. It's $7.99 still in the package. You cannot beat that. When this is like brand new, $12.99. I don't know. But anyway, that pretty much does it for this action figure review. A pretty good looking action figure. I don't highly recommend them. I actually highly recommend you go and get the original. But, it's something for a collector to go and collect, Give you an idea of what Playmates has done in the past. This is an exact replica of Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's almost the same exact packaging. Now, I'm not saying that we need an exact replica of these action figures, and we have seen what happens when we get exact replicas of action figures in the past, especially when they go on the aftermarket. They try to pass them off as the originals, like they did with He-Man and the Masters Universe when they had the 25th year anniversary He-Man collection. They will do that with these Ninja Turtles, I'm sure. This has been out for a good 10 years or so, actually. So I do have a couple of these still in the package, but a lot of them, when I bought them, I took them out. And now they brought them back yet again. I think about a year ago or so, they came back out with the original Ninja Turtles. So if you could find them, good luck with that. I don't know if they're still on the shelves or not, but you know, this stuff gets regenerated on eBay every 5-10 years or so and sold as original pieces, especially the weapons, and that becomes sort of a problem because they rip people off left and right, and they already rip people off left and right with the shipping. All of that could be seen on my eBay special that I did a couple years ago. I will send a link in the description for those videos where I go highly in depth on the eBay scam that's going on right now. But anyway, yes, that does it for this review. And if you want, go out and get your action figure. Personally, I'll just stick with the original. So the Star Trek Playmates action figures are fairly cheap, and you can get them on eBay about $6 or $7 an action figure. It is a lot cheaper than this new toy line that they are coming out with at Walmart. Walmart's about the only place I've seen them at, so I think it might be a Walmart exclusive, but don't quote me on that. It could also be found at Target. I don't know. But that does it for this week's toy review. I will try to get more toy reviews uploaded in the future, as I have been slacking here lately. And we will have a special Christmas show probably in the next one. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, there will be a Star Trek month. Although I'm not sure when that will be, but subscribe and find out. But until then, this is Hebrew77 saying, knowing isn't just half the battle, it's the whole damn war. See you next time.